Okay, all right. Well, James Crepea and Wes Sinor here with you for AL.com. As you can see behind us, Auburn is testing the new video board. So testing the new lighting and all that. So that's why it looks a little bit between a rave and a new Christmas tree going on over our heads. But Auburn's testing that out. Wes, we spoke with Rhett Lashley tonight, and he spoke quite a bit about the new freshman and some of the position battles that are going on. Seems like somebody's got an edge at the running back position.
Yeah, Rhett Lashley spoke highly of all four running backs that are in the competition there for that starting job. It seems like right now, though, that Rock Thomas, according to Rhett Lashley, has the edge. He's been the most consistent in practices this fall, and you know, the other three guys that were still obviously in the mix: Javon Robinson, Peyton Barber, and Kerryon Johnson. But it seems like Rock is kind of pushing for that job pretty hard right now. Also at tight end, we talked a little bit about that. Right now, there's not a whole lot of experienced guys on the roster at that position, but it seems to be between redshirt freshman Chris Lay and true freshman Jalen Harris. They're both pretty similar in size, but yeah, I mean that's kind of the two guys that are going at it right now. I know that the H-backs, Cameron Petway and Chandler Cox, are also going to be lining up at that position, but I kind of think that he seemed to speak a little highly of Jalen Harris tonight, it seemed like.
Yeah, and Jalen was a guy who, and I had asked him about it, all right, is Jalen going to kind of branch off a little bit? Is it going to be more about blocking early on? It seems like Jalen is the guy who's more, they seem like they can put him in more positions to catch passes like CJ did last year, whereas Chris probably going to be more of a traditional blocker, but we'll see. Both of them clearly have, neither one of them has any collegiate experience. Chris has the year of under his belt of being here before as a redshirt guy, but Jalen has that versatility, and I know both of us got to see him a little bit at St. James in high school, and he certainly had the playmaking ability at St. James.
Yeah, I mean, and he was actually coached by Philip Letzenkirchen at St. James before his senior season started, and that's really when his recruitment picked up and when he started getting all these offers. So, you know, he's definitely a guy that can catch the ball, and he has great size, pretty good speed. So we'll see how that goes. As for the receivers, we talked to Jonathan Wallace and Jason Smith tonight. One receiver that we did not talk to is Duke Williams. James, if you want to give us the latest.
Yeah,
there.
It continues to be another, the absence continues and the saga continues with Duke Williams, and certainly once we have anything that we can verify, we'll bring it to you at AL.com with that. I spoke a little bit about it yesterday on my podcast and what is not the case, but as for what is the case and why exactly the absence continues now, 6 days later, we'll bring you the latest with that as we can. But for now, wide receivers and who's working at the X split end position in place of Duke are pretty much the names that you would expect. Melvin Ray, who filled in for Duke when he was hurt against Samford in Georgia last year. A Ricardo Lewis, where it's kind of interchangeable with the X and the Z for Auburn anyway. So Ricardo's probably going to end up at flanker, but you could end up seeing him at the X in some capacity. You see that Tony Stevens is being used in a little bit of a different role. He wasn't mentioned in that mix. Myron Burton and Darius Slayton are all filling in at the X split end spot. Tony Stevens apparently is having a very good camp, which is obviously good news. He's not being slowed down from the fracture that held him out at the end of spring of his leg, so that's good. And where exactly he fits in sounds like it's probably at that Y inside spot in the big slot position for Auburn, so we'll see exactly where everything kind of shakes out at wide receiver. But for now, yes, Duke is still out, and we don't expect anything necessarily tomorrow. It could be by the end of the week. The big thing to look for is on Friday is picture day for Auburn. And much like Florida State had its big two different versions of the team picture with its running back, who is currently, I believe, suspended at the moment, that could very well play out similar here at Auburn, where we don't know exactly, but it'll be something to pay attention to whether Duke is or is not included in that team picture, which will be on Friday. So stay tuned to the latest on AL.com. For Wes Sinor, this is James Crepea signing off.